Hey guys, it's your boy LOZA, and today I went to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in Narellan. It was the Game Center Narellan's Yu-Gi-Oh Oceania Extravaganza Qualifying event. It was a really fun day. Spoiler alert, I didn't do too great, but that's alright. I went up with a bunch of the locals boys, and luckily for them, Ben from Nolan TCG, if you don't know him, he managed to make the top 8. So that's really huge. He was playing Flunder, and I think he just played really well the whole day. I had to verse him in one of my rounds, so how about I just go through my rounds and we'll just talk them all out. I'll tell you what I think worked, what I think didn't work, and I'll probably do a deck list in the next day or two. Alright, let's get with round 1. Sky Striker. Now, I've said this before, Sky Striker feels like an easy win for Dragoon decks. Establish Dragoon and we just win. They don't have a good out besides Triple Tactics and Droplets, Dark Ruler. It's really safe though. So game 1, I opened Village. I don't think I have to say much. I don't think I got to Dragoon either. I think just Village with Spellcasters was enough. Game 2. Oh yeah, I got to Dragoon through Drones and Eagle Boost. It was actually hilarious because he saw none of my Striker engine, and then suddenly I sided in for going second, and then he went, "You're playing first," and I was like, shit. Look at my hand, there's Drones and Eagle Boost down. I'm like, yo. So I go Drones, and he's just like, okay. And we do the Kagari, Kana, all that Sky Strikery goodness, and he's just kind of like, what the fuck? We get to Anaconda, and he drops an Imperm, targeting Anaconda when I say effect. I chain the Eagle Booster. He does not have a Veiler or anything after that, and then from there, Dragoon just kind of wins the game. So yeah, round 1 Sky Striker, pretty easy. I've always said live tournament Sky Strikers just feel really easy. Round 2, I be versing Flunder, and that was actually piloted by Andrew from my locals. So yeah, that was unfortunate that I had to verse him, and before this round, he had to verse Luke, who's also from my locals. So he just had a really bad day of versing people from my locals. We traveled to Narellan. It's about an hour drive from Wollongong, and yeah, unfortunately, we got paired up against each other a lot at like a 90-person event, so that's just how it is sometimes, you know. There was probably like, I went up with about 6 or 7 people. Do you think we wouldn't verse each other? But there you go. Anyway, round 2, I'm versing Andrew. He's playing Flunders, and I win 2-0, but not because of anything I do. Fortunately, Andrew bricked pretty badly, like pretty damn badly. And I managed to have double Veiler game 1, and game 2 I had Veiler, Ref, and Lancia. That's just gonna do it. That's gonna beat him. Alright, on to round 3. We're versing Flunder again, and we're versing Ben from Nolan TCG. So yeah, another person from my locals. Just kind of sucked, but what can you do? Game 1, I just have written F. I'm not sure what happened, but I believe I had no hand traps, and man just set up the full Flunder board and I got wrecked. Game 2, Village plus DM. This game went for 10 seconds. I established Village DM. He drew a card for turn, and I'm pretty sure he scooped it up then and there. So it was good. Quick game. On to game 3. I saw Droll, and I thought that would secure me the game. I sided in Droll, and I drew it. He used Pot of Duality, I believe, and after that, I slay him down the Droll. He unfortunately had a way to get 2 summons and then M-Pen. I really just needed him to not have the M-Pen. It's really hard to play Dragoon and Anaconda when M-Pen exists. Like, you summon Dragoon in defense, but if you didn't see Ref, you need to make Anaconda, and you just literally cannot use the effect. Unfortunately, I did lose here. 1-2, and this was the start of the fat loss streak. It's not all bad. I do get a couple more wins, but right now we're currently 2 wins, 1 loss, so at this point I was feeling pretty good. But oh boy. Round 4. Round 4, I versed the Tri-Brigade Bird Up deck. The new, I forget what they're called, Lycaris? I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but the point is, the new birds, not Flunder, but the other birds mixed with Tri-Brigade. Jesus, that deck is good. Now that I'm like versing it, I've been testing online, but no one's playing it. I'm versing it in person, and I'm just like, bro, how do I break this board? My hand was Dark Magician, Red Eye. I drew Red Eyes for turn, and then like Circle, and like just 1 or 2 other like irrelevant cards, like just getting me nowhere cards. And this man's board was like the Wind Barrier statue. Oh, I don't think he actually summoned the Wind Barrier statue. I think he summoned the Apex Avian, but he could have done the statue too. He had the Apex Avian, he had Tri-Brigade Oath in the grave, which is a trap card that on your turn can negate a spell trap. It's really good actually. He had the Utopic Draco, whatever that thing's called. It's a monster negate, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. Like, it's really hard to kill. He would have had double dragon, but I can't remember why, but he didn't. He had like generic Tri-Brigade stuff going on too. So basically, he just made this impossible to outboard, right? Like, even Dark Ruler wouldn't out it because he would just chain Tri-Brigade Oath in the grave. So I just scooped without showing him my deck, like, or, you know, playing a card, so he just didn't know what I was playing. And like, yeah, look, I have a Dragoon Mad, so it's not like I'm being too sneaky about it. Game 2, I went first. My hand didn't have a way to Dragoon. My hand was Rod, Dark Magician, Nadir. Oh, I had Nibiru. So I had Nibiru, and in my head I was like, I'll just pass, and Nibiru should save me, like... He doesn't know what I'm playing, so maybe he won't have the out. He didn't have the out, and I did Nibiru him, but I had to Nibiru him before he made the Utopia Kaiser Dragon, whatever, the big negate XZ. I had to, because then he would have a monster negate. And he hadn't normaled at this point. And do that just off the little bird cards, so it was a bit grim. So then from there, he just was able to normal summon Tri-Brigade, do a bunch of Tri-Brigade plays, and get to enough damage to kill me. I knew the brick hands were coming. I did make a note that, like, I didn't use the Nadir. I could have normaled the Rod. It was either Rod or Souls. I could have normaled or specialed it, and I could have gone Nadir. I could have tried to play, you know? I could have tried to do a bare minimum, but I think in my head I was like, I don't have a way to Dragoon, like, right now. I'm just going to, like, play for next turn, or try to survive for next turn, and then use my whole hand. It was a bit silly, and thinking back on it, I should have just played the Nadir. Either summoned the Rod of the Souls, gone into Link, Kariba, or Artemis, and then just Nadir. Look, I don't think it would have stopped him. I don't think Ecclesia, Punishment, and Fleur-de-Lis would have stopped him. I just simply think the deck is too powerful. So round 5. After losing the last 2 rounds, I get gifted a striker round, and I was like, yeah, baby. Game 1, this poor guy. I feel bad. I do feel bad. Game 1, he goes first, winning the die roll. He kind of bricked, like, he didn't really set up much. He searched Ray off Reinforcement of the Army. He set 2 back row, and he made Shizuku, and went Shizuku end phase search. So, really just no Sky Striker cards going on. My hand is double ref, Secret Village, Nadir Serp. My hand is fucking crazy. So I just go ref, and he doesn't have Ash or a negate, and he's like, that's fine. Dragoon comes out, next thing I do, slap down Village, pop with Dragoon, pop. Like, the game's over, like. Dragoon popping Sky Striker cards is nuts because you pop the Sky Striker Link and they go, yeah, Ray effect, and you're like, cool. Ray comes out and you're like, Dragoon effect again, and they're like, chain Ray, or they don't chain Ray. Like, either way you win. Like, they either chain Ray and you pop whatever comes out because Dragoon doesn't target for the pop, or they just don't chain Ray and you pop Ray. Like, Sky Striker just really struggles with Dragoon. Anyway, so game 2 comes around, and we have a very, very slow, grindy game, and he's put me under There Can Only Be One. That did mess me up. I had the Striker engine, and I couldn't resolve it properly. I got stuck with... when he flipped it, I had Ecclesia, Fleur-de-Lis, and Artemis on the field, so then I just let them all leave for just Fleur-de-Lis, and I had to slowly try to bring myself back from that state, and it was really hard to play under There Can Only Be One, I'm not going to lie. I thought it would be easier than that, but it really was. A bit unfortunate, but I did end up losing it. He did out-resource me there. Game 3, I think I misplayed a couple of the cards I had as well, so big mistake by me. I did miss Rod effect a lot today as well. I missed the Rod Grave effect, sorry. Like, whenever I'd activate a spell trap, I'd forget to tribute Artemis, I'd Rod back. It was very silly. So game 3, I look at my opening hand, I'm going first. I see Ref, and I see Imperial Order, and I'm like, I also had 2 Rod in hand, and I'm like, I can just normal Rod, it's safer. But I went, fuck it. Red Eyes Fusion. He didn't have Ash. Yeah, baby. Set Eternal Soul, set Imperial Order, and set Dogmatic of Punishment, I think. Dragoon set 3 with 1 card in hand is insane. Passed to him, and he went standby main, blind twin twisted 2 of my back row, including Imperial Order, and I think that was a little silly. So I just flipped Imperial Order, and he just kind of went, oh, and realized that the game was done. But he played it out a bit, like he waited, he let me have my turn back. I summoned Rod, Souls, I made Dragoon, another one, sorry, through Anaconda, and I swung. I actually didn't have lethal off that, so I think I messed up. I definitely had a way to lethal. There was like 2 minutes to time, and I was freaking out, and I was like, I don't even need the second, like, Dragoon, I just need to go to battle phase. I got to battle phase and just did, like, you know, nearly all his life points, passed back to him, he drew, and then he scooped, so. So round 6, I versed Luke from my locals, and he was playing Infernoble. Game 1, I had Dragoon, I had Punishment, I had Circle, and Eternal Soul. That's pretty good for my deck. That's like a lot of interruptions going first. Probably one of the best boards going first I can make. He played through it all. pop my field and set up Herald and Borrowload Savage, and I just could not play. He played through that with droplets and a bunch of warrior cards and extenders. I was super impressed. Game 2, I had Red Eyes Fusion and Lancia. I went first again, Red Eyes Fusion. He didn't have Ash, cool. Dragoon came out. I waited for his turn and just flopped down Lancia when I think he sent a Phantom Knight card off something. And then I just went, oh, shotgun. Let's get that Lancia out of here. No Phantom Knight effects. Game 3, he opted to go first, of course. He made a really big board. I saw one of my evenly matched, but that's not enough here. And I had no hand traps, so like I had no Nibiru, no Effect Veiler to just kind of slow him down a bit. Just could not play into it at all. I played out all my cards in my hand because time was close-ish, and I just thought I'll just play it out. But GG's, it was still a good game, and Luke picked up the fat victory there. So we're going to the final round, and it is Live Twins. So thank goodness it's another deck that I feel just struggles to out Dragoon. Did beat over it at one point with the new Link 4 Sunny. But you know what? Sunny kind of sucks. Like, I just made another Dragoon and won. So, I don't rate Live Twins. Maybe just Dragoon beats them too hard, but I just don't think they're that good. So, game 1, I had 3 Effect Veiler in hand, plus Rod and Artemis Loop. So, while that's not the best, it got me through, and like, Effect Veiler's nuts. Keep negating their Lilla and Killer and whatever they're called. Game 2, I had the God Hand, apparently. Rod, Souls, and Eagle Booster, and I do believe no, he didn't even have a hand trap for the Eagle Booster. He hand trapped my Rod. I went Rod to search, and he impermed it. And I was like, okay, chain Mana Engrave, which I sent off Souls. And he was like, what'd I do? I'm like, summon. I was like, okay. And then I made Anaconda, and I was like, here comes his second, like, Veiler, or his imperm, like, one of those. And he just didn't have it, and I was like, I was already here with the Eagle Booster and everything, but it was just a free discard for Dragoon then. So yeah, that was pretty much my tournament experience. I had a really fun time, so thanks to the guys down at Game Center Narellan. You guys really killed it. It was a great event. I don't know, everything just worked really well, and the venue was just really cool. I got to verse some good players, and I got to see Phoenix Enforcer everywhere. I'll shout outs to Josh from Locals. He told me to play Cyframe Omega to out Phoenix Enforcer when it's in the graveyard. So as soon as you get that Phoenix Enforcer in the grave and they, use the effect to summon it back, or try to use the effect to summon it back in the standby, you can just Omega at some point if you've sent it off Nadir, if you send it off Punishment, and great, you don't have to deal with it anymore. You could also send the pieces back, one of the pieces back if you want to, like Celestial, so they don't get the draw too, but I found it was just better to wait for the Phoenix to be in the bin and then use your Omega. I'll probably show off my list soon. I didn't change too much, but I did play Eagle Booster as I've mentioned a bit in this video. So yeah, thanks for sticking it out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.